in the last few days, the doctor, Anthony Fauci, has been popping up because tomorrow he's going to be going and answering questions for the first time since the last time he went up and asked questions about good old COVID. And this, to me, I think it should be a very personal topic to everybody because the world shifted because of this man's decisions and the things that he did, not just in the United States, but across the world. Now, with that said, before we get to that, I would just like to remind a few people about some of the things that happened.
But they're really criticizing science because I represent.
Do you remember this phrase? I represent science. If you're criticizing me, you are criticizing science here.
Hold on, I just realized that I'm not angry enough for this. There we go.
Yeah.
Science. Because I represent science.
If you're vaccinated, you really don't need to worry about getting it in a way that's serious or transmitting it.
Wait, hold on.
That is true.
Wait. Can we pause here?
Mm-hmm.
Why does he look like a Karen?
Who? This guy this guy here?
No. Like a Karen.
He looks like a fat lesbian.
He does have. Yeah,
oh my God, he looks like a Rachel Maddow, but if Rachel Maddow went to a gender bending.
Why do they look the same? All of them.
Look, I'm just going to tell everybody right now. The title of today's episode, this will get heated.
This is the reason.
I'm going to be irate by the time this is done because I'm going to be hashing out some. I'm going to be resurfacing some memories and some thoughts during this time. This was you want to talk about radicalization. If people say, "Oh, you're different, Craig," hey, this is why.
And Craig, I do. When we're all done with this, I would love maybe someone can remind me. I do have a devil's advocate question to ask you based on this whole thing, and I'd love to get your response once we're all done with this.
Great.
That is correct, Chris. It'll either protect you completely against infection, and the chances are very likely that you'll not be able to transmit it to other people. The risk is extremely low of transmitting it to anybody else. Full stop. Vaccinated people are clearly capable of transmitting the infection.
I hate
That's unbelievable.
So much.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break out like that, but whoever put this cut together was perfect because I'm like, first of all, vaccination does not mean you can't just not transfer it anymore. You're now effectively a carrier. You're not symptomatic. This is our virology expert, by the way.
Yeah, this is everything about this guy, the decisions that were made by this person upsets me. Everything, because it ruined everybody's life. Everybody's. Here you go.
You were going to have schools, universities, and colleges are going to say, you want to come to this college, buddy? You're going to get vaccinated. Lady, you're going to get vaccinated. Yeah. Big corporations like Amazon and Facebook and all of those others are going to say, you want to work for us, you get vaccinated. And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
Thank you. Are all objections to COVID vaccinations ideological bullshit, Dr. Fauci?
No, they're not, and that's not what I was referring to.
Well,
oh, really?
My God.
Oh, really? What a freaking golly. I can't stand this person right here. It drives me crazy.
It's anyone who makes absolute statements and then also contradicts that statement in a later time. It being a front-facing TV personality, of which apparently Fauci was very happy about that. But being one, you have to understand that everything you say is on camera. If you don't remember what you said, you're just setting yourself up for failure, and that's what we saw with Fauci.
So all this lines up. I played those two videos with the intention of just letting you know that over the last few days, last week or so, apparently Fauci's private diary has been released, and people have been combing through this. Phoenix Blabs leaflet. Have you followed any of this?
No, not deeply at all. I had heard about it. I saw a lot of funny memes based on it, but no, the meat of it, I have not. I don't know it. No.
Do we
What
have relatively good evidence of it being real? Because I mean, I guess
No.
that's my question. No, okay.
Allegedly, what has happened, and I'm only gonna go into this because it's really close to law stuff. So, allegedly, what has happened is during the last 8 months, our HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has been investigating, going through all the files and stuff that HHS, CDC, and all of them actually tend to keep. Allegedly, and while I find it hard to believe, I also believe that Fauci's kind of stupid enough to do this, but allegedly, Fauci kept a more than 1,100-page diary in the files. This file and this diary was recently recovered and is going to be the subject of quite a few different questions during the congressional hearing that Fauci is about to face. I don't know if it's true. It seems weird that someone would keep their personal diary on government servers like that, but if it's true, it's gonna crack this case wide open.
Quick clarification: was this a diary, or was this like a bunch of emails,
It's like
conversations
notes
going
and stuff
back?
like that,
Okay.
from
Yeah,
what I
this was-
understand.
I mean,
Now-
if it's
But
in that
it was like
context,
personal notes and personal, like things that I don't think Fauci would have wanted other people to read. Like things like, oh my God, I went on TV this day, and oh my God, I did the, and I'm like, what does this have to do with any kind of note taking or anything? This seems like journaling to me, and it makes it even weirder that these files were allegedly on these servers.
Well,
There you go,
unless
Phoenix.
that prior to this new administration, he may have felt untouchable, and so that he could
Yeah.
very easily that could be the response. Maybe. I'm sorry, Greg.
can't
Well,
we
here
just
you go,
run?
Phoenix.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Leaf.
I was like, can't we just run an AI analysis of like his writing style and then cross-reference that with like his actual writing that we know for sure is real?
I'm sure somebody has. Let's go ahead and look at this, though. Phoenix, here is one of his entries. Okay. This was May 21st, 2020. Okay. This is right as things were getting a little spicy.
Was this
Yeah,
2 months into COVID actually being a thing? I had a funny thing when I was 18 years old, 2019, November 2019. I said, who is ready for the 100-year pandemic? And then March 2020 came, and it happened, and I was terrified.
Here it is, Phoenix. Press. Listed at top. CBS Evening News, Fox, White House press correspondents. So he lists the press at the top. This is it. He lists the deaths. Okay. Talks about this. A big, a front page article about me appeared in the Washington Post. Very flattering. The situation with my national and international fame is explosive and really unimaginable. It's not hyperbole to say I'm the most famous and talked about person in the country and one of the most recognizable persons in the world. Countless profiles on me. Continued here. The press, White House correspondents, White House press conference picked up by many outlet, many print profiles and features on me. Ridiculous. Too numerous to count. Cases soar. Cases continue to soar. 30,000 in the U.S. with 400 dead. Press is going wild with me. Front page of Washington Post yesterday with op-ed by Maureen Doyd of New York Times today about me and my relationship with POTUS. Profile right here. So he's just talking about how things are. You know, this does not strike to me as something that would be put in a public journal. This is all private here, talking about these things. Yeah.
I mean, there's some things like the deaths and some of the things, the task force meeting, the relevance of PPE and stuff like that. But then he goes off script completely and starts doing very personal shit that I feel would be reprimanded if you did this as a government employee. Clogging up servers with your fucking self-narcissistic, like, congratulatory bullshit.
Aaron in the chat says, I bet those notes are in the diary. I bet those notes in the diary is for the book he was planning on to write in the future. That's
a good point.
Definitely possible.
Oh, shit, you might be right.
Now, wait, and it could be that he stored it on there so that it wouldn't be destroyed. Like in the event, like he didn't want to pay for like some kind of protective storage, but then it would be like on the cloud, the government cloud, right? So that would be protected there. if
Potentially,
it would
Yeah,
be
it's just
deleted.
crazy to me because it's like after things that happened, like with Hillary Clinton and the emails and all of that, and you would think that these people would practice better operational security when it comes to storing their personal thoughts and stuff on government servers where anyone with access can go perusing and find it.
Well, there's a little bit more. Well, there's a lot more here, but here's two more entries here. This was read by Megyn Kelly over on her show.
Fauci knew in January of 2020. January. The COVID pandemic hit America the middle of March 2020. He knew in January that
No, he knew in
the,
November.
quote, market was not the source. It was the amplifier. He wrote in his diary on January 26th, now we know the market was not the source.
Speaking of the wet market.
It
Yeah,
was
the wet market where
amplifier.
apparently bats
So
were sold
he
and
knew-
he ate species jumps.
Right.
Do that. Then we get to February 1st, 2020, and 12 scientists and he get together. Only 2 concluded this had a natural origin. Per Fauci's own notes, quote, the rest felt that deliberate insertion was possible. Deliberate insertion of the cleavage site, basically the piece of the COVID virus that made it more transmissible and more deadly to humans. It was man inserted. They could tell.
I'm running
Yeah.
forensics right now on I'm running forensics on Fauci's handwriting. I'm
Okay.
writing now.
Thank you for that. Now, Phoenix, you may be asking yourself, who's covering this? You haven't heard about
Who
this.
is covering this?
I'm glad you asked there, Phoenix, because we have a list of some folks, and this should absolutely tell you everything you need to know. Did the legacy media cover the Fauci diary? AP, no. CNN, no. WAPO, no. MSNBC, no. New York Times, no. ABC, NBC, ABC, USA Today, no. Not a single word from any of them about this. Do you think this would be...
ABC Local definitely did cover it because that's how my dad heard about it and informed me this
Right.
morning, and he only watches ABC.
Local, but not national, right? And I
Yeah,
think
not
that's
national. Definitely not national.
Well, here's an example of them actually it being brought up on CNN, and watch how quickly this gets shut down.
I think we need to have transparency around what's going on. I think one situation that, frankly, where we saw the government.
Oh, God. Let me do this one more time.
Come on, Twitter.
I know.
Hold it
I'm
together.
telling you, this is not just me.
I think one situation that, frankly, where we saw the government was certainly obfuscating, didn't have any transparency, was Anthony Fauci, who we're getting his diaries today, where he was purposely obfuscating about
Anthony
that's actually.
Like, do you see how quickly that? No! You can't talk
telling.
about that. Yeah,
That
it
is
tells you-
incredibly fucking telling.
It's honestly
Yeah.
amazing. Leaflet, have you found anything?
Oh no, it's gonna take me like a bit, but I'm gonna try to get it done by the end of this stream.
Sounds good. Do your thing.
I'm running
Absolutely.
like multiple AI so that there's no like hallucination, basically.
Right.
That's
No
smart.
worries at all. Now, this to me was amazing to see, and I forgot about this clip until I saw it, and this one is just so. This should tell you everything you need to know when you talk about people just following orders here.
What are we going to do about those other states?
Oh my God.
So this was a documentary where he was, I guess, followed by PBS for the day, and
Oh,
this
okay.
is like straight up mask off here. This was honestly pretty amazing to see if X will load. Is this just a me thing or a you thing?
I think the
guess-
government's trying to shut you down.
Right, maybe what's going on here. I don't know. But what he says here in this situation, okay, I guess I'll just stop doing that. All right, sounds good. What he
If you
said
send
in
us
this
a link, maybe we can try on our end. To
Yeah.
get
Here
to.
you go. Let's try
Yeah,
this one
send
more
it
time.
as a link. I
All
mean,
right.
I will literally I will Twitter to MP4 it and then just send you the file if I have to.
Here we go. Let's get this one more time. Let's try.
Oh my God. They're going to keep the outbreak smoldering in the country. It's so crazy. I mean, they're not doing it because they say they don't want to do it. They're Republicans. They don't like to be told what to do.
Right.
And we got to break that, unpack that.
How you guys doing with vaccine?
I haven't gotten it yet. I'm waiting for them to be able to.
Oh, you should get it first. Okay, that way you won't give it to them.
Did you notice here, the Republicans, they don't like to be told what to do, and we got to break that. That should like tell you everything you need to know.
Can someone explain to me why he's not wearing a mask at that point?
It's a great question, Phoenix. It's almost like
Why were so many people not wearing masks? And were they going door to door asking people if they were vaccinated? To do look, I have several people who are colored, friends of mine, and they say that the biggest issue with them was I deal with eugenics experiments and stuff like that. When the government comes knocking, asking you if you've been vaccinated, they are the first ones to say absolutely freaking not. And most of them aren't Republicans. So there goes that argument.
Yeah. Honestly, when the government knocks on your door anytime, you probably should just shut the door in their face.
Yeah, the scariest words anyone should ever hear is, I'm from the government and I'm willing to help.
I agree.
No, I don't need your help.
I just really like that COVID at the time would not infect celebrities, that everyone around them had to wear a mask. But celebrities, it's just, well, we don't go there, dog. That COVID's like, nah, we're not going to touch that.
Pelosi going to hair salons. All the hair salons are closed, but this one gets special permission to open just for her.
This is, like I said, I don't understand how people aren't just incredibly upset about this. Speaking of celebrities, Phoenix, I know that this will make you power down, which is why I wanted to share it with you.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I can already hear it without it.
I know. Y'all remember this? Play it for me, lady.
It's easy if you try.
Yes.
No hell below us.
Above us only sky.
Getting the douche.
Imagine all the people
Living for today. Imagine.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't do it.
God.
I can't do it. This is peak COVID
Literally
insanity.
Goosebumps of douche chills. The hair on my arm sticking up. It's
We're all dumber
uncomfortable.
for having listening to that. May God have mercy on your soul.
Yes, I mean
Unbelievable. All right. Well, I see the chat going. Stupid says, "Oh, this Hollywood cringe. Oh no, I've got more for you, friends.
Yay!
I've got more. Remember this?
No, not this guy.
Anthony Fauci.
Wow.
You see the candles people made, like those religious candles of
Yes.
Saint Fauci. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Unbelievable. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would that guy be a propagandist? Well, I'm glad you asked, because
You asked
they're
me
all
why James Corden would be a propagandist? That's hilarious.
yes. And then we all remember this.
Oh, jeez. Who falls for this? Like, who looks
They were really fun.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Who thinks that? Like, who thinks like that's the coolest shit ever? Like, I just don't understand. Like,
Yeah.
like,
And then
this
here's
makes me
the
want to do it
crescendo.
less.
Like, I know. I
I want
know.
to do it
Said
less
Vaccina?
because of this.
Because it would have rhymed with the song they were doing. That, believe it or not, that's what I'm most upset about, is they fucked up the rhyming scheme.
You tell him,
Right.
sister.
That's the reason to be most upset about this. I think that's
Yeah,
it.
obviously.
But this is snobbery unchecked. Like, this is exactly how I'll speak on behalf of me, that I feel like the left always talks to anyone else. They talk down, and they come from this high authority place. And so this was the ultimate of their snobbery unchecked, of, all the idiots on the right are conspiracy theorists and XYZ. And so you're watching that unchecked of how far they're going to make fun of those people, not realizing they are making fun of themselves in the process. Like, every smug smile they do in an interview, it's the same thing. No one walks away like, boy, they were right. You look at them, what a smug fuck is always the response.
I want you to think about all the things that we were told that were just blatantly wrong, right? Social distancing was arbitrary. Someone just went, oh yeah, we're going to make them stand 6 feet apart. Then you think about how that was broken down. Going into grocery stores where you have to stand this far apart. You have to go down this way. It's a one-way road down this way. You have to go through and stay 6 feet away. Masks. I mean, what are we doing? You want to talk about people who are broken? Look around. Go to the airport. What is it before COVID?
There's still people wearing masks. Yeah.
Which means there's still people who are utterly broken by the propaganda, because these people never would have worn masks before then. And the worst part about it is that you see these fucking kids who don't know any better. They were 6, 7, 8 years old when this whole thing was coming up, and now they're they're teenagers, and they are. Yes, I know. Now they are absolutely terrified of everything about them. They taught people how to fear. That is what they did. You are fearful of something that you can't see that's going to kill you. That was the lesson. We will control you with the message. Lockdowns, worthless. They did more harm than good, way more harm than good. Isolating kids, pushing them in social anxiety, education falling through the roof. Just horrible, horrible stuff. The idea of it not coming from a lab. God, there's so much. It just drives me so.
Even from the child perspective, from my understanding, of a developing mind of a child, we're talking really young here, to not be able to see facial expressions and mouth movements like that from adults has long-term, from my understanding, long-term psychological problems, and I think people are starting to even see those issues as those kids are growing up now, because it's a couple of years where they were denied that.
Yes, 1,000%. And my youngest daughter was in kindergarten. She was supposed to start kindergarten during COVID, and this was the time where they're doing virtual learning. And I remember sitting there, looking at my freaking daughter. I'm 3 feet away from her as she's trying to start kindergarten, looking at a Zoom call, and I'm thinking to myself, "This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my entire life." And fortunately, the school backtracked on that pretty quick, because they realized how stupid that was. And just, it was so infuriating to me. And it was all driven by fear, and I have I kept my own journal, and I think I've referenced it on the show here. I think I read it a long time ago, but I remember writing in my journal right as this was happening. Actually, I'm gonna read you my journal. I want to see if I can go find it real quick, because I do want to read it, because you can literally hear the fear in my writing, because it was before I was like, what? Before I kind of wised up to okay, wait, the mass, this is dumb. Nothing about it made sense to me, but you'll be able to hear the fear that I had for this. And once again, we bring this all up because tomorrow, the dude who drove this is going to more or less be answering questions. And my God, I don't wish harm on many people, but God, I wish the worst for this gentleman. I really do. I will say this. I really wish it was a real hearing rather than a congressional one.
Oh, yeah. Congressional hearings is so performative, and it's very rare we ever see any action taken on that. So that's my frustration here. Cool, we're going to get a hearing tomorrow, but it's the least impactful type of hearing that we can have in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I do hope, Craig, that when you read your diary, I hope it's super diary. It's just really fearful and angry. And then it's ooh, my Hot Pocket's ready, BRB. And then you're back, God damn these people that
I burned my tongue in my Hot Pocket.
Do you guys really care? Or is that just me just splurging? And,
I'm kind of interested
to hear it. No, I think that's actually a really good
I'm kind
idea.
of interested, at least to hear an answer. Yeah.
Well, while
I'm going to read some supers that relate to this then.
Sure, real quick. Before you do, let me read one more thing that will get your blood boiling. Okay? We talk about Fauci going door to door and being, "Hey, did you get your shot yet?
Yeah, that was weird.
Did you get the little thingy yet right here?" Well, do you remember when they literally said you would die? This is courtesy of the whitehouse.gov.
Wait, did they actually?
Oh, yes. I'll tell you what. Eva, go and read this out loud.
Okay. We are intent on not letting Omicron. Okay. We are intent on not letting Omicron disrupt work and school for the vaccinated. You've done the right thing, and we will get through this. For the unvaccinated, you are looking at a winter of severe illness and death for yourselves, your family, and the hospitals you may soon overwhelm.
That is a real statement from the White House website telling you that you're
That
going
is a
to
statement
die.
I would expect to hear from a weather forecaster trying to warn people away from a Category 5 hurricane. You know that famous clip where the guy's like, "Look, you don't survive this. Evacuate or die." That was the White House doing this about COVID. That's insane.
Get vaccinated, you're gonna die. That's very much
That's crazy.
good old Fauci. Love that guy.
All right,
Eh?
I'm gonna get my journal, not diary. I'm gonna go
Diary.
find it. Okay,
Right, I'm
I'll
gonna
be
read
right
some
back.
supers relating to
Sounds
this.
good. You guys have a lot to
Connor
say.
for 10 says propaganda is such a scare weapon is used to push such heinous agendas, and what the most scary that no one is truly immune to it. Thank you. Sir Senior Missile Monkey for 5 says this is the religious kind following they so vehemently oppose being welded against the children. They are the religious leaders they taught fear. Remember when they said the BLM riots wouldn't spread COVID? I remember that one. I thought it was hilarious. This Creep for 5 says Phoenix is not a side scroll version of Eating with the L take. He's going to start talking about graphene next. Unbelievable.
Attaboy, yeah, I hear you on the Ian thing. Yeah.
Nerdy for 5 says the government has done a lot of heinous things in the past, which is why I didn't get vaccinated back then. I bet those notes in the diaries for the book he's planning to write in the future. Thank you. Mercenary for 2 says rumor is Fauci did human experiments and none of them were ever legal of any kind. I pray I'm wrong, but I have seen evil. I wouldn't be surprised if the diary is connected. Marmalin for 20 says it's not weird when you believe you'll never face accountability. Reminder: Fauci led the AIDS epidemic in the 1980s and not a thing happened to him, so it's plausible. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I think he's gonna be totally fine. Skate away with this. He's got to have no problems whatsoever because nothing ever happens.
Kind of what my frustration is because that's oh no, congressional hearing tomorrow, guys. We're gonna get answers. No, we're not.
No, you're not.
We
Well, he's
never
also
get
protected.
hearing.
Yeah, because Biden
and
signed it right before leaving.
That has always been really weird to me. Like from a legal perspective, I'm sure other lawyers have looked at it, but I'm like, how do you give a pardon to someone who has not been convicted of anything yet?
Yeah.
A preemptive pardon, that's unprecedented. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think any other president has just preemptively pardoned somebody on their way out.
And does
I
it apply
could
to
be wrong,
everything
but-
if he like steals a Snicker bar? Is he like cool? Is that I don't know how
does
that
it
works.
even
So the
count
nice
if
thing
it was
about
the floating
clemency
pen?
is aside, I go.
No, I was just saying, isn't it interesting that that floating pen that wasn't even really his signature, right? So I wonder if that counts. But no
For the
one
auto
even,
pen.
the auto pen. No one even looked into that either. So it's like whatever.
They did actually look into that, and they found that no wrong had been done. And courts actually looked into this and went, "Look, Donald Trump also uses the auto pen unless we have confirmation evidence of someone utilizing that auto pen that wasn't the president. There's not really any way that you can pursue that because every president since JFK has used the auto pen."
Bentley Guy for 10 says, as a pharmacist, you wouldn't believe the amount of hypocrisy I saw during the peak COVID times. I saw providers shame patients for not getting the vax but call others bigots or being against transing. Bad day to be a hot pocket and cold beer. Mercenary says, dude, remember the flies and puppies? Oh, yeah. Fauci experimented. I do love your spelling. The reports of the pain they went through, there's so much worse about him coming soon. Like Nuremberg levels, what he's done. Yeah, I get you, Phoenix. I'm sorry about that. That was rough. Yeah. Anyway, Phoenix Indigo for 5 says, if Fauci ever gets a sentence for his actions, it should be done like they did the old W so he can truly understand what it truly means to suffocate. The big issue I have, we'll get with this one, but we're fast, we'll just get it over with. The big issue I have with Odyssey is the complete destruction of the characters, especially Odysseus, went from a narcissistic trickster whose downfall is always his pride to generic PTSD, man. Well, thank you for the Rumble Wallet.
Incorrect on that. Continue.
Robert for 5 says Fauci honestly should be criminally charged. Good luck with that.
Yeah. All right. I couldn't find it. I'm sorry. I thought it was right next to my bed, but
disappointment in life. I hope all your hot pockets burn forever now.
So a fun thing for those so angry about the pardon. Remember that the president has almost complete power and clemency where it comes to federal crimes. Every one of the states was also damaged and could actually charge him state-wise. And the president cannot pardon for those.
All right, I'll say, can we just do one last little bit here? I'm sorry. This is from 2021, and this is probably this is December 27th, 2021 here, this little post here.
Now, hold on.
Yeah. What a lovely new world we're living in. When you go out for a meal and a squad of police barge in, persecute a little boy, then demand you see everyone else's papers.
She just basically saying that she can't serve. Otherwise, if you're not going to patron, you have the card. I know, but you don't have.
So they're asking for the vax cards. Do you remember this?
Yeah, papers, please.
Can't serve. Otherwise, if you're not going to patron, you have the card. I know, but you don't have it, then you're going to have to leave. And if not, right now. No, just had a minute. You're not going to stay here.
Yeah, that was really annoying.
Annoying?
That's one way of putting it.
Well, I went in Mexico. I went to Mexico during COVID times. I sailed there because I lived on a sailboat at the time. And I had to have the vaccination.
Hope you feel good about it.
In order to legally leave the country, I had to get vaccinated.
That's the most jacked up thing ever.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know. For me, the whole thing is just, I heard you guys talking about while I was trying to find my thing, and the likelihood of anything happening from this is low, right? But the difference here with tomorrow's hearing is that he had, apparently, this is from what I understand, is the difference is that he was held, or he had the sign off or whatever. What's the proper term I'm looking for? Well, the auto pin signed his. I'm having an old man brain fart right here.
Well, that's what I just mentioned.
Yes, pardon, correct.
Well, that's what I just said.
Right, but he was pardoned for everything prior, not for what he's about to do tomorrow. That's the thing.
So what they can get on is perjury.
Right.
They could probably get him on perjury if he perjures himself tomorrow. But that's a Hail Mary. It's very hard to get someone on perjury because you have to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that that person 100% not only knew that they were lying and told the lie anyway, but lied to begin with. Like, if they lied and they didn't know it was a lie, you can't get them for perjury. Mm-hmm. So it's a high bar, but that is our one shot of getting Fauci is on perjury tomorrow.
Well, I've thought about this. I just don't. I feel like I want to watch this tomorrow, and I feel like one day is not going to be enough to account for everything that needs to be talked about tomorrow. I very much am going to be in tune with this because, like I said, this affected. This wasn't like, oh, poor Craig. This is poor everybody in the entire world who got affected by this nonsense and con that was thrown out there.
You guys should have seen how Mexico was handling it. It was fucking crazy.
Oh, I'm sure it was very logical.
They didn't do distancing. But yeah, no, it was a lot more logical than what America was doing. They didn't do distancing. They did have masks, but they also had, before you entered any place of business, you had to wash your hands, and you had to actually, they had this weird, like cleaning solution that you stepped on, and your shoes were cleaned by it first, and then you went in.
Like, does everybody here remember the people who would bring their stuff home and like spray it with like spray cleaner? They'd have their vegetables and they'd clean it with, like, how broken, like oh my gosh, we saw that lady just a few days ago who took her lettuce home after the lettuce scare, and she dipped, put Clorox bleach all over it and was like, oh well, God, it's safe to serve now. Like, people were so scared by this. It's insane to me. Oh my God.
I had a friend who had OCD. And they had, they're like the village elder, I guess. They were a friend, but they weren't like, someone I hung out with. His name was Merlin Mike, if I remember right. And he had OCD so bad, he spent like 7 years trapped in his room in Florida. Now, he managed to get past all of that therapy, all of that. He's going out, he's doing stuff. COVID gets announced. I watched this man crawl back into himself, and it was the most depressing thing I think I've ever seen.
Yep. It's not just how many people died from COVID, it's how many people died from the adverse effects of the lockdowns, how many people off themselves because of it, how many kids had
irreparable damage
issues. The unbelievable. And that is something that I don't think we're ever going to be accounted for. We'll never know the true destruction that happened there. All right.
If we're winding down, I just have one fast question.
Mm-hmm.
I said at the top.
Please.
So my quick question is for everyone here. This is not loaded. It's a genuine question. With everything you've seen now, arguably you could make the argument that so many people that this was actually the wake up moment. That it was the lockdowns that actually got people involved in politics, questioning the media, things like that. Ultimately, when history is said and done, decades and decades from now, do we see this as a silver lining win? Right? Obviously horrible. That ultimately we're happy is the wrong way of putting it. But for the lack of a better word, happy that this happened so that it woke up people, or would we have, or this was such a stain on society that who cares if people woke up? It was better that we never participated in this.
Basically, the idea that they played their hand too fast, basically, all at one time. That if they were able to play their hand over a longer period of time, that they would have been able to slowly cook everybody.
I'm one of those guys, Phoenix. Like, COVID for me was the wake up moment, and I was, it happened pretty quick. Like I said, you look at all these things and you go like, oh man. But I guess to answer your question, Phoenix, will we look at it as a silver lining to a bad situation? Honestly, it depends what happens. It depends if there's consequences. It depends if the next time something like this gets thrown down, if everyone's going to go, oh my God, I need to wash my vegetables with Clorox bleach and not go to school and be petrified. And that's the true bar, because it's going to happen again. They've said it's going to happen again. Bill Gates has said it's going to happen again. So when it does happen again, how will people respond? That's when we'll truly know if there's a silver lining to it.